Roots. Emulate the veins in my hands, for I will remember. Just like roots are essential to a plant's life, they are also essential for my own life. Roots. Emulate the veins in my hands, for I will remember. Just like roots take nutrients up to nourish a plant, the generational wisdom my blood carries nurtures me. Roots. Emulate the veins in my hands, for I will remember. Just like a flower's roots can grow in the wild and even concrete jungles, I too can flourish wherever I find myself. Roots. They are necessary to continue rooting for your existence. I was born in Lenapehoking, so-called New York City, the only daughter of 2 Ecuadorian immigrants who left their motherland in hopes to give me a better future. Even so, every single year I would travel to Ecuador with my mother. I had the privilege to have constant exposure to my own cultural identity and history walking these 2 worlds, both the diaspora and the motherland. Even more so when I have such a culturally rich background as an Afro-Indigenous young woman. Growing up, I was never a minority in my class because the majority in the public institutions I attended were children of immigrants just like me, particularly Latinx. Yet, I never quite fitted in with my peers and often felt misunderstood and outcasted because even though I was categorized in the Latinx group, I never felt represented or seen. You see, in the Latinx community, they commonly misdefine Latinx to be a race. However, it is not an identity to generalize with or even call a race because there are so many diverse backgrounds, indigenous people from Abya Yala, Afro-Latinos, mestizos, and white people. I consider Latinx to merely be a geographical term in reference to a person being from Latin America. Most of my peers did not carry this pedagogy, and many didn't even care to embrace their roots or learn about other people's backgrounds. Even peers who were Ecuadorian would exclude me because I was mixed and did not look Ecuadorian. I was in 9th grade when my high school counselor came to me with the idea of applying to MS-squared, and so I applied without hesitation. Initially, as a high schooler, I thought I was set on the idea that I wanted to go into the STEM field when I grow up, so I thought attending MS-squared would help fulfill and prepare me with the knowledge I needed to go into the STEM field. And taking note of MS-squared being situated in a private secondary institution, I held on to this belief of intellectual hierarchy, where I had to go into the STEM field to become successful, to make my family proud, and also to prove myself to society that I too can reach the hierarchy as a minority. I was excited to meet other people my age from around the country with similar and different backgrounds as me, and explore and learn how different it is for other POC in other states outside of New York City. And even more importantly, I was very interested to connect with other ethnic groups outside of the Latinx community, Native American and African Americans, because I thought it would perhaps help me to relate to other folks and see unity between my 2 sides. After my completion of MS-squared, I started college applications as a senior in high school, and I went into a small spiral because while all my other friends were already set with what they wanted to major in and had career goals, I felt stuck because in my core I did not want to go into STEM anymore. In spite of that, I gained a deeper interest in social justice, collective work, advocacy, and culture. MS-squared helped me find my voice and freedom. I reunited with myself because of MS-squared, and I truly was able to tap into what I truly wanted to do. Being surrounded by other minority students, listening, learning, and growing with them, I felt as if the missing pieces to find my way were in MS-squared, since back in New York City, I did not have the exposure to what I had in MS-squared. As for the societal and institutional pressure of intellectual hierarchy and going into STEM, I was able to find myself and deeply root myself to not be shaken up by that. Although I did make a few international friends from the other programs that run in Andover summer, I would like to point out that a great majority of them do not come from humble backgrounds and are classists. In other words, the international students fit in the environment of a private institution like Phillips Academy because of their background, and they were mostly there because of the economic fluidity of their parents. Meanwhile, I and other MS-squared peers earned the scholarship opportunity and came from distinct realities. During my time in MS-squared, there was sometimes frictions between programs towards us because they did not take the effort or time to understand us and quite never understood us and ignorantly threw racist and discriminatory comments towards us. But something I noticed was that we had each other in MS-squared to hold the fort, and we also collectively were able to hug our identities enough to be our own shield. Despite being diverse minorities that come from public high schools and then attending MS-squared situated in a private institution, we did have each other and our identity to keep us strong and rooted. In order to truly find myself, I had to step away from my own environment. And while MS-squared helped me find myself and my voice, being situated in a private institution gave me the independence and exposure to how the real world truly is. I was not going to be surrounded by minorities my entire life, like I grew up. MS-squared being situated in a private institution was basically my first baby step to how the real world is, and it helped me become more independent and learn how to walk in these spaces while carrying my identity with honor.